Woo! I would think so. I would think so. Ready?
Yep.
Okay. This project consists of 2 bathrooms that each sit atop each other.
There is 1 bathroom on the 2nd floor and 1 bathroom on the 3rd.
That we have to completely gut and remodel. Right now we're at the 2nd floor bathroom, and pretty much what's going on as far as in this space is, again, complete total gut within this bathroom. So of course, as you guys know, when you gut it, you got to bring everything up to current code. So that means electrical, any plumbing that was wrong, any leaks going on as far as in here, any pipes needing to be replaced, any insulation that wasn't present has to now be put back into place. Any exhausting that was not in place, even though there's a window in the bathroom, that doesn't technically, the walls that face the exterior, of course, have to be insulated. Ain't nobody say nothing, you kid. So exterior walls insulated, and then of course, because tile is going in here, we had floors that were off level. So with that being the case, the floors get to be leveled out. Now remember I said we don't allow for the house to be the fault of walls that are unlevel, that are not plumbed, and or floors being unleveled. So therefore, if it gets opened up, it gets leveled out. If it gets removed, it gets plumbed up. So everything gets plumbed up, squared up, and so on and so forth within the space before we put anything back. Now, granted, we also pull permits, of course. So the plumbing permit, as far as for here, has been pulled. So a rough inspection will be done as far as on the plumbing, the electrical, as well as the building. Within this space, some blocking will also take place as far as where the vanity resides, as well as on the tub wall. The toilet, not so much. And then when we install the LVLs downstairs, as far as for the space, because that kitchen is being opened up, and as you guys can see, this wall kind of goes off a little bit. It's a little bit off level. When that wall is removed, we're going to also jack it within this space. So GFCIs, because as you guys can see, they are non-existent. So we'll have GFCIs installed. We're going to have recessed lighting installed as far as in the ceiling to brighten the area up. We're also going to have a light installed as far as in the tub area, because right now it's pretty dark inside of there. We're leaving as far as this arch as far as in here to kind of maintain some of the architectural significance as far as of the house. A lot of times, those are removed and everything, but this one cannot go where you come into a bathroom and you have, just everything fully tiled up, because we have this, you see that big ass pipe? The drain pipe. So that drain pipe has to rest on something. So we cannot remove, per se, this, out of the space. But we want to keep the arch, and just tile it and so on and so forth. But again, the plumbing is being replaced because we have galvanized plumbing in here. And that galvanized plumbing has deposit buildup and so on and so forth. So it affects the water pressure. It affects, again, drainage and everything, because you get buildup in the drain pipes, you get buildup in the water pipes as well, from the calcium, from the minerals and all of that type of stuff, and then just rust. And so it's just dirty, so all of that will be replaced as well. That's what is to take place when a bathroom is completely opened up. Most people say, well, it's just a bathroom. You're just gonna, go in there, take out some walls and so on and so forth. But again, it's a process. And some will put a bathroom back just the way that it was, and or even leave old insulation in the walls when quite clearly the insulation from back in the day may have only been R8, R11, or something to that effect. Now it's R13 or greater. And so again, depending on the depth or the thickness as far as of the walls, you got to insulate. So you can't leave the old stuff in the walls. You got to take the old stuff out and put new stuff in the walls. So that's just the principle of it all. You're charging for a bathroom remodel. You're charging for a kitchen remodel. Who leaves the old nasty insulation in the walls? A trifling contractor. Okay? This is our 3rd floor bathroom. So the tub remains. And what's going to happen as far as with the tub up here, now we're not doing a new age shower diverter. We're going to be doing one of those, the old school diverters with the round shower curtain rod that'll go up here. They do still make the ones for these type tubs with the skull protection on them as well. So we just have to be specific when we order them, because they need to have the skull protection to prevent a child from being scalded, within in the tub from the hot water. With skull protection, it has a dial as far as on it where you can adjust as far as the temperature within the unit. And so they make them for the old school ones as well. You just have to make sure that when you're ordering them, if they're ordered by Amazon, through Amazon or whatnot, just have to make sure that they have that particular feature as well. Because some of the shower diverters, if you order them from Amazon, many of them don't have it because they're not made in the United States. They may be made in China or whatever. And so if they don't have it, then you have to go a step further and actually install an apparatus as far as within the back of your you attach it actually to your water lines and everything at the back of the diverter, or not at the back of the diverter, but inside the wall, and that will also regulate as far as the temperature if you don't want to take everything out and then buy a new diverter, which would be required because the inspector will come in, test the water, and if his hand burns a little bit, then he's going to tell you, fail, because you didn't have the skull protection as far as on your unit. And that piece, if you purchase it from any plumbing store, is usually like around about $120-$130. But this particular bathroom, again, that stays old school. Tub stays. We're having both tubs reglazed. The tub on the second floor as well as this particular tub. Also, the plumbing, drain lines, and water lines are being replaced up here at this bathroom as well. So there will be a new sink or vanity, 24 inches, new toilet. I always like to install the closed trap toilets as far as within the units. A closed trap pretty much means that, the little trap that you see on the side that looks like the little swan neck that's on the side of the toilets, where every time, men go in and pee, they happen to, miss their mark. And so it ends up all inside the swan. And so as a woman, having to get down on your knees and clean all up inside of there is just too much. So with the closed trap, it's just smooth down the edges. So basically, you just wipe down the sides. You could actually do it while you're taking a pee. You can just sit down and just, wipe the pee off the sides and can on and just, keep the toilet area clean. And so we like to do that. Both bathrooms are also getting LED mirrors. That kind of takes away from having to install vanity lights. So you got your mirror, you got your light. Now we are also adding some recessed lights as far as in the ceiling. And even though this has a window, we ain't opening up no window in the wintertime to let the steam out. So therefore, we're installing an exhaust as far as within this space as well. So GFCIs as well, because they're missing as far as up here, and tile around within this area, as well as tile 4 feet up around the walls as far as within this space too, and a tile floor. What existed before was a hardwood floor and carpet. A fully carpeted bathroom floor is always a no-no. It's the same as having a fully carpeted kitchen floor. It just don't work. From the moisture and so on and so forth, it just kind of ruined the underside of the floor. And you can kind of see what went on because, of course, there was a hardwood floor on top of this floor. So this floor technically should not look like this on the underside. But because, again, we had carpet on the floors, that penetrated this wood and it caused this damage as far as to the subfloor that was underneath the hardwood floor. So we're coming back in as far as with crack isolation membrane. We're going to level the floor out, install a crack isolation membrane onto the floor, a new subfloor, new crack isolation membrane, and then set the tile into the floor. So that will prevent any water. And usually whenever we do that, we like to come up the wall just slightly with our Curdy banding, which is part of our waterproofing system. And so it kind of creates a little bowl up in the area. So when if you have a water episode or whatever, the water is going down through the little protrusions that may be in the floor. Nothing will go down as far as around the toilet, but your sink, your radiator, you may get a little bit of water that may reach down as far as into the space below, but nothing major. This particular bathroom will now be utilized. It was underutilized because of what was going on as far as in here, as well as the situation as far as with the plumbing, because we have a drain in here that leaks. So this bathroom will now be utilized more often because, of course, now once this drain line is replaced, we will no longer have any leaking or anything like that. And once the floor is replaced again, it'll be a very, very beautiful space able to be utilized and enjoyed.